came to his wishes, called up Mrs. Champion. Mrs. Champion came over. Mrs. Champion started talking to my mom. They got along. And the decision of whether or not Joe and I were going to be friends was no longer ours. So the Champions in my family became extremely close, and Joe and I became best friends. Now, I've heard it said that imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. Let's just say I've flattered the shit out of Joe. Joe played hockey, I had to play hockey. Joe skied, I had to ski. Joe became a snowboarder, I had to become a snowboarder. It got so bad that it got to the point where my mom would have to call Mrs. Champion and ask what Joe was going to be for Halloween. I needed to be the same thing. And it continued on throughout the years. Joe pierced his ear, I pierced my ear. Joe dyed his hair blue. I wasn't going to do that. But I did the next best thing. I became the most gangster white kid from Oakdale ever. But even to today, Joe's a lawyer, I'm a lawyer. Your car's German, my car's German. But what I'm learning as I stand here today is some things can't be imitated. Some things have to be sincere and authentic. And that's the love that Joe and Lee have for one another. And I guess since Brittany's all out of college roommates, it's on me to find it for my own. What about me? Alright, so, needless to say, Joe and Lee had a very lengthy courtship leading up to this day. But I knew from the very beginning that this was it. It's not just because Lee's beautiful, because she is. It's not just because she likes video games, which is awesome. It's not just because she took you on all those fancy vacations, which were great. But it's because I watched the way you two look at each other, and I know that even if you ended up in a cardboard box on the side of the street, you guys would be happy as long as you guys were there to keep one another company. And that's what this is all about, because this voyage that you guys are about to embark on together, it's going to have its peaks, its valleys, it's going to have ecstasy and misery. But as long as you guys can keep this love alive, you're going to make it through. So, somebody once told me that you don't marry the person that you could live with. You marry the person you can't live without. And that's what's happening.